Okay, we are at almost, it's really the half point of the class, so congratulations as far as your reading. You're now looking at chapter 11, 11 out of 21 chapters, so we're moving right along here. This chapter deals with race, ethnic, and minority groups, and it has 5 sections to look at. First off, we talk about what race, ethnic, and minority groups are. We'll differentiate between race and ethnicity. Race is a perception of biological shared characteristics passed through generations, which may not be actually scientifically valid. Ethnicity being the folkways, the customs, the food, the dance, the costumes, the holidays, the language that is connected with certain groupings of people in society. So we often struggle with some of these terms in sociology, like we do at sex and gender, because there's so much confusion about what the terms mean. So hopefully we can make some headway this week in better understanding these concepts in sociology. We will then talk about the majority or dominant group, and then we'll talk about the minority or subordinate group in society. Section 2 focuses on stereotypes, prejudice, and discrimination. We'll first talk about differences between these terms, stereotype, prejudice, discrimination, and racism. Keep in mind that racism is a systemic form of power that occurs in society and really filters through all the various channels, institutions in society, versus prejudice, which is a bad feeling that you have about another person based upon their perceived characteristics. We'll talk about the different types of discrimination, and we'll talk about racial tension using a sociological lens. Section 3 are theories of race and ethnicity. We'll talk about how our major sociological theories can be used to view these two concepts, and we'll talk about examples of the culture of prejudice. Okay, next we'll focus on intergroup relationships. So relationships between different groups. We'll explain how these relationships work in terms of their levels of tolerance. We'll talk about historical and or contemporary examples of each type of intergroup relation. And then we close out with section 5, which is race and ethnicity in the United States. We'll compare and contrast the different experiences of the ethnic groups in the U.S., and we'll apply theories of intergroup relations, race, and ethnicity to different subordinate groups. Let me just say that if you're taking this class and you're not from the United States, please use your experiences from your nation, your culture, your place of upbringing, or where you're living now as examples, because it really does make this class much more global in perspective as we consider this week race, ethnicity, and minority groups in chapter 11 of the text.